Twisted Christian. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with Zion Oil and Gas. As probably most of you already know, Zion Oil and Gas is going to transition trading of shares to the OTC Markets, an SEC recognized established public market. All right, and they just provide a little information in their statements or whatever about it. And I'm gonna say this, and I've watched a lot of companies just trying to learn everything about stock trading. When I've watched other companies, they have at least tried, and I'm really disappointed that we didn't hear anything. And even though that they got the virus extension, with everything, with all the confusion that's going on, there's a lot of anger. People are worried that they think that they've lost their investment. And I think that this could have been handled a whole lot better. And because a lot of people who are invested in Zion Oil, they're not investing in a lot of other stocks. They're not day trading. Uh, they're not putting a lot of money into a whole lot of different investments. And now there's just this mass chaos that's going on. So, but I believe that this definitely could have been avoided, especially if you know the time frames. If things did not seem like that we were going to get to that point, especially when we got the permit news. But we didn't hear nothing else, no peep or anything. So I'm very disappointed in the lack of communication. And I don't know what their strategy is as far as all that. Maybe there could have been reasons why they just went ahead and decided to go to do this. Maybe there were some delays. But I think the whole communication factor in all this plays a big part in the chaos that's going on right now. And so I hope that in the future that they continue and realize that somehow, some way, these things need to be communicated. Because imagine on some of these trading platforms, it says it takes 3 to 6 weeks to transfer. And see, folks, there's a lot of trading platforms out there, and not all of them do OTC. I've actually even signed up one claiming they did OTC markets when I first got into BBB, and then when I went to go purchase it, it just kept saying that OTC markets are, they don't support OTC markets, but in their advertisement, they were saying something different. So now investors are scrambling right now. You have a massive drop in the stock. Yes, I still believe in this company. I still believe that the stock and everything that Zion Oil is going to find, or what they've already found, or what they know, it's going to be very big. I mean, that's the whole purpose of being in the stock market, is to invest and to make money. And I think with all the events that I've talked about in previous videos that could lead up to them getting up to $100 a share, I still believe in that. So they're actually going to the OTCQX markets here with the transition to OTCQX. I go ahead and I go to the OTC Markets website. It's otcmarkets.com, and they run the OTCQX, OTCQB, and the pink open market. So the one that they're going to is, out of the three that the OTC markets, the platforms that they run, this is the one that they're going to. Is supposed to be basically a step down from NASDAQ. Now, in a way, it's good news, but then it's also a way there's bad news with that, because anytime that you go trade the OTC markets, a lot of these trading platforms, even the bigger ones, actually charge a per trade fee. So usually, especially if you're buying stocks on there, you're gonna want to buy in bulk, because whether you're paying $6.95 or $4.95 or whatever is being charged for each OTC trade, you want to get the most for your trade. Oh, and just to kind of make a point, I've talked about the stock BBB, and Brixton Metal Corps is actually on the OTC QB venture. So that's what they're at. They're on the OTC QB. So one step down from where Zion Oil is going to be at. So in a way, it's good news. So if you guys already have BBB stock on a trading platform, then you can still trade Zion Oil. So I'm on my TD trading account. So you can transfer your account from Robinhood or Webull. Now keep in mind, if you transfer from Robinhood or Webull, there is a $75 fee that they will charge you to transfer those, and it takes three, according to, it could actually take up to 6 weeks before the transfer actually goes through. So that's another reason why I'm disappointed in the lack of communication from Zion Oil, because if you're in a situation where you got to transfer your stocks, and for whatever reason they start releasing all this good news, right? And you can't even trade your stocks because you had to transfer in order to be able to buy and sell the stock, to trade it. So that is one of the options that you can do. You can trade your shares, uh, and people are recommending like Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade. I know E-Trade charges $4.95. TD Ameritrade charges $6.95 per trade. So when you're making a trade, keep in mind that fee is always included. Now Schwab, I'm not exactly too for sure. Some people have said that it doesn't cost them anything to trade OTC, but you need to be able to go in there. Maybe if somebody has any other information, make a comment down below. But regardless, it costs $75 to transfer either some of your stocks or all of your stocks. It doesn't even matter. So if you're going to transfer you don't have to transfer everything out of those accounts. You may have invested in some of the in other stocks, but just to transfer your Zion Oil stocks, it's going to cost you $75. So for some of you who maybe you only have 500 stocks, and you may feel like, well, that's definitely not even worth it. And even if you hold on to those stocks, from what I've seen, when JCPenney went down to like 25 cents, I picked up like 400. This was right before they went to the OTC markets. And then after they went to the OTC markets, after maybe like a couple months, it was kind of stagnated around the 35 cents mark. And so that's when I just went ahead and sold, because I didn't think it was going to go anywhere else. And I made a tiny bit of money. But as you can see right now, JCPenney they're really struggling to even find a buyer right now. So I'm glad I did do that. So you can also, one of your other options besides trading, you can sell all your stocks and then take that and deposit it into the trading account that you are going to use to trade Zion Oil. Now for me, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. Things could change very quickly, but one of the things is that when I was trading the JCPenney, I was still able to sell out, even though it was on the OTC markets. So you can still sell out your Zion Oil. So since you still can sell out your Zion Oil, heck, for all we know, in 30 more days, right, they could be announcing news, right? And then so even if you still have the stocks on Robinhood and say it does shoot up to $4, you can still sell out your position with Robinhood and Webull and any other trading platform that you're on. Tomorrow morning, you're not going to be able to trade. You're not going to be able to buy anymore on like Webull or Robinhood. It'll be traded in the OTC markets. It'll be no longer in the NASDAQ markets. And I was listening to Currency 365 and listened to what he was saying about it, and I feel a lot of some of the things that he was saying, especially about the last few videos. Like we just want some kind of news or something, and we couldn't even get a tweet. And that's one of my really big disappointments, is the communication factor. And if you're going to be successful, especially where the world is at right now, and how people have felt in the past about this, everything with Zion Oil, is that there's got to be some type of communication. Just see the chaos that's going on with a lot of the investors. I've been getting messages all day, and I see that Johnny from Currency 365, he's been getting messages all day too as well. So hopefully that I've been able to set the record straight as far as what's happening with the OTC markets and the options that you can do. So we'll just go over them again real quick. You can wait to trade them. If it happens to go up, you can still sell out your position. I haven't seen anything yet as far as a time period. I think I held on the JC Penney for a couple months before I just decided to sell. You can sell off your position now. I don't know what the price is going to be, folks, so it could actually drop down. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to hold the position. It's up to you if you want to sell out and then maybe deposit the money. But I don't know how low this thing could go. So we got to be careful in these next few steps. So, and then the other option is, of course, you can transfer. It costs $75 to transfer out of Webull and Robinhood. And I'm going to say this. When I first started in trading, I got involved in Robinhood. It just seemed like it was just easy. I signed up with these different accounts, and it just seemed like it was just like calculus to me. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? And even though I've gotten more experience, I still don't like certain trading platforms, even though I know how to use them well. And I've always felt, of course, Robinhood has always been easy to use. Webull was a little bit difficult to grasp at first, but now it's easy for me to use, like TD Ameritrade, and there's a few other ones, a few other platforms that I have stocks on that I just really don't like. But they don't seem to be really user friendly. Even with some of the apps, I didn't really like the app either as well. But now I'm just going to have to really, really, really try to get used to some of these other trading platforms. So for your folks out there, there has to be some decisions that are made as far as concerning what you're going to do. But I think for right now, I'm going to hold transferring, spending $150 to transfer out. Unless I absolutely have to, I'll spend the money. But right now, I think I'm just going to wait and I'm just going to hold on to that. I still expect a lot of this news to come out. Now that I think probably the rig is already there, there's no point in announcing that the rig has showed up or any updates like that. It would have been nice to know. It would have been nice to know as an investor what's going on in this process. And I think this is one of the biggest things because they were so close to being delisted, and the communication breakdown between them and the investors and letting us know. We were told that there was a rig purchase. We know that it is, but we also knew that it was going to be shipped at some point. So I think we kind of almost deserve to hear that because we are the investors that are putting our money on the line, and communication is the best thing that you can do with your investors, even if it's negative. Because even if they discussed OTC markets 2 months ago, it wouldn't there wouldn't be the chaos that we have right now. So, folks, you haven't lost your investment. I have seen a lot of comments. A lot of people really thought they have lost their investment. And to have that feeling from your investors is not good. So, I still await some more updates from Zion Oil, at least from their staff or something on this whole entire situation. So, I'm on the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC website, on the company search. And this is how you can go. That's one of the ways you can go and look at information. Type in Zion Oil, and these are their filings here. And this is a document here that I'm going to go ahead and it's a short document about what's going to happen on the day that it's going to happen, that's going to transition, which is basically tomorrow. It says here on August 31st, Zion Oil and Gas issued a press release with the filing of the Form 8K to describe the transition from NASDAQ to Capital Market to OTC Markets, along with a required letter to NASDAQ informing them of the requested delisting transition to OTCQX. Zion sent a letter to the hearings officer, the general counsel, requesting that Zion delist from the capital market, and Zion withdrew its appeal of the staff delistment determination in order to move to OTCQC. So as a result, Zion shares will be suspended at the open of business Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020, and on NASDAQ begin trading on OTCQX on Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020, under the symbol ZNOG. All right, so that's going to be ZNOG. All right, so if anybody wants to purchase that stock, that is what they are going to have to type in. Okay, so the stock, a lot of people do expect the stock to drop when it does transfer, because some people just either going to do one of these steps as far as selling off and then taking the money out and putting it somewhere else. According to Robinhood, it does say when a stock is delisted, it won't give you an update on the pricing as far as what it's actually being traded for. Although when I did hold the JC Penney after it went to OTC, it did give real time, or it did give stock updates as far as the pricing was concerned. So I'm a little confused about that. But if you decide to sell, you're going to have to do what is called a limit order, and then you have to put in the pricing of what you want to sell it for. So right now it's not showing that I have any shares available on Robinhood. I believe I have over 5,000 and something shares on there, and the rest of them are on other different trading platforms. But you'll have to put in a limit price. So let's say even if you sell out tomorrow, you would have to put in 20 cents. But let's say that it does go. Let's say you hold on to your stocks. Maybe let's say in 3 weeks they start releasing news, and you check to see what the price is. Hey, it's up to $4. You can go in and you can actually set your limit price now. That way, if it does go up and you're not around your computer, you can sell out at a certain point. And I think I have discussed certain plans on previous videos about where I think that the price is going to go up and then come back down and all that. So you want to make sure that you don't miss out on that. So you will be able to close out your position with Robinhood. There, like I said, like I discussed, there are different ways. If you want to do one of those, for me, I'm just going to wait. And OTC does not trade during extended hours, and I think that is going to help a lot with Zion Oil. Stocks do take off in pre-market, but I've also seen them take off, and by the time the normal trading hours start up, stocks will start to go down. That maybe had a big run in the extended hours. So there are some good things about the OTC markets. There are also some downsides to that too. So especially for your average investor, and right now there's a lot of people trying to make decisions. If you guys, and it really depends too on a lot of on how many shares you have. Because if you only have like 500 shares or 1,000 shares, you might as well just hold on and then just start using another trading platform to continue to purchase your Zion Oil stock. Anyways, folks, so I hope that I've been able to help you out with that. And now we need to start looking at other trading platforms other than these. And in a way, knowing that the BBB stock is in the OTC markets, and there's actually just doing research on the OTC markets too as well. There's actually a lot of investment opportunities, and I've really, this whole situation is probably going to start really having me look at other OTC stocks. And what a lot of people don't realize is that if you start a business and you eventually want to get on the stock market and you launch your business and you want to have stocks and everything, a lot of people may not meet that. A lot of companies may not meet that requirement to list on NASDAQ, right? I think it's like a $4 minimum. So you would actually have to either launch your stocks at a certain price range or start off in the OTC markets. I still believe that there's tons of potential in Zion Oil. They just need to really communicate with their investors, and that's why a lot of investors are in a chaotic mess. And I really hope that they see that. And we just await and right now we just await the news that we're all expecting. I will keep you guys updated, and you guys tell me some of whatever information that you have found. Please put it down in the links below so other people can look at that information too as well. All right, so your comments are going to be very important, especially for those of you who are already in the know, and you already know what's as far as those different trading platforms. So tomorrow morning, you're probably not going to be able to trade any of your stocks for a few hours if you plan on selling out. Okay, and then one last thing. I know some people have bought stocks directly through Zion Oil and their company that they use to do that. And I think at that point, I don't think you have anything to worry about. You may want to go ahead and contact them, but if they automatically are buying the stocks for you at the market price, there might be some type of additional fee included with that. Definitely, most definitely contact that company. So just contact them. That way I can also post that information in my next Zion Oil update. So again, like I said, I'm just disappointed. I'm just really disappointed in their communications and how I think this whole situation would have made it much easier to have done this, even several weeks ago, before going into the 10 days. Anyways, folks, thank you for listening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Hold on, let's see how this thing works out. And with that being said, God bless. Twisted Christian out.